What would you say are some of the biggest challenges as a dealer? Like, hey, I have to think about all of these things. What are the top two or three challenges you think most
God,
dealers are figuring out?
my list? You want my list now?
Run it off
It's a
because
long.
yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, we're looking at inventories ballooning, front end grosses plummeting, volume kind of stagnant. Like we're seeing a little uptick, but nowhere near what I thought. Interest rates are high. The expense to run our dealerships have never been higher in the history of a car dealership. The expenses have never been higher. So trying to manage that expense. The EV bubble is bursting in a big way. The infrastructure, quite frankly, is not ready to support the products. It's a shame that I think that, I mean, if you want to blame everyone, blame the government, right? They put so much pressure on the OEMs to build electric vehicles, which they have. And by the way, there's some incredible products. Some of the best products I've ever driven are EVs, but you can't charge them. There's no network in place. So now that bubble's bursting, and we got these used cars coming back that quite frankly, who knows what they're worth. It's there's a lot of challenges. Now, if you try to focus on all of it, you can get overwhelmed, you can get distracted. For our company, we're laser focused on selling cars first and foremost. Nothing happens until we sell a car. We got to get back to selling cars, back to selling volume, manage gross as best we can. However, the marketplace will dictate that, but manage gross as best we can. Satisfy the customer, satisfy the customer, satisfy the customer. I mean, that's what we do. Sell a lot of cars, make a lot of people happy, and then we got to try to figure out how to make a profit, which is certainly a lot more challenging now than it's been for the last several years. I'm excited about it. These are the times where the smart guys and gals, we figure it out. We got to figure it out. And I feel very confident, believe in my team, got some of the best men and women I could ever ask to have around my family across the country at our stores. And I'm excited about 2024. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity.
absolutely. Now, what do you say to the dealer that says, "Hey, we just can't sell. They don't have it. I have a different staff than I had in 2019. It's 2024. It's not the same caliber of guys." What do you say to that dealer? Where do they start? Because they still have the staff. I got bodies. I don't know if I got doers.
If that's the dealer principal's attitude, they should probably think about selling, getting out, because it ain't going to get any easier. It's going to get more challenging. If you're not ready to dig in and go back to the good old days, then you should probably cash in the chips, because it's going to get harder before it gets easier. I'm not sure we'll ever see the COVID days again in my lifetime, but that doesn't mean this can't be a great business, great profitability. There's a lot of opportunities to grow, but you can't have the mindset that you can't find good people, you can't find salespeople. If you have that mindset, you've already lost.
So it's always got to start at leadership. You lead it,
Absolutely.
and then make them believe. If you can do it, they'll do it, right? Now, that's coming from Charles. That's what I think. I always hold management and leadership to a high standard because the people want to follow you. That's why we're here, right? We need objectives, we need orders. And in this instance, yeah, you can't sell right now. You still got to show up though. So start over. And that's why tools like Auto Alert exist. Hey, you want to know what to do? Start here. This person's in a position to buy another car from you with no money out of pocket. What do you want to do about it? How many of those can you handle if I just spoon feed those to you? I don't want it to get complicated. Matter of fact,
Yeah, I mean,
deals back to me.
no, I mean, those are all good points. I think, the tool or the auto alert tool for a new salesperson coming in. I mean, if you're a veteran salesman and you've been doing your job right, you basically answer the phone every day. I mean, you've got repeats, referrals. You're not digging an auto alert like some of the younger guys or gals coming in, no following, no customer base. What are they going to do, right? They're starting from fresh up, going through the door, and dive into auto alert. I mean, there is no greater tool than auto alert for a new salesperson coming in to mine opportunities, whether it be in service or simply in the database. There's plenty of tools for those that want to go to work, but like I said at the very beginning, it's work. Like that's what it is. People call it effort, they call it all this other stuff. It's work.
It's work.
And the more you put in, the more you'll get out. And I think you said work hard, play hard. Just make sure you're working harder than you play because there's no compromise for great work ethic.
Absolutely. Now, what do you think the future holds for an organization and a partnership like Tasca and Autolet? How great are things going to get towards the end of this year? Because I know you're ramping up.
Hey, let's,
I know you got the team clicking on
yeah.
all cylinders.
We're buying stores left and right. I don't know, maybe people think we're crazy, but we're buying a bunch of stores. I believe in the industry. I believe in our team, our process, a lot of our technology, how we use our technology. Obviously, auto alerts in every one of our stores. We're bullish. I'm bullish on the future. I mean, we're growing. We're a growing company. We'll probably add 5 or 6 more stores this year. We'll be somewhere around 35 stores by the end of this year, selling well over 40,000 retail cars a year. And it's a great business. I mean, I love the car business, born and raised in it, wouldn't do anything different. Very, fortunate to be partnered with companies like Auto Alert. It's a integral component of the variable side of our business. We expect our teams to use it. We measure it. We review it monthly at our variable report out calls. And like I said, it's back to the good old days. This is when we had to really dig into this data to move the inventory, and the inventory is here. It ain't going away. I mean, it's going to continue to ramp up, and we're going to have to figure out ways to sell it. Because if we don't sell a car, nothing happens.
That's right. So I'll kind of wrap up here. I want to get you back in the game, get you back with your team. What message do you have for dealers right now that they need to implement moving forward?
Back to the basics. Back to the basics. It's every maximizing every customer every time. I mean, literally, I started my own companies a few years back. Yeah, sorry. Yep, that's the price. Take it or leave it. I mean, crazy. You just wouldn't even have imagined could happen. Those days are over. Probably never to return, quite frankly. And I'm not. I don't know if I'm upset about it because, it built a lot of bad habits.